Hello, Beethoven trumpets. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be warming up, and then we're going to work on a new piece of music called Simple Gifts. And it's a folk tune that's been around for a long time and has a very nice melody. Some of you guys may have heard it, maybe not, but it's pretty famous and it sounds very nice. So we're going to work on that after we do a warm-up here, which is similar to the one we did last week. All right. So just play these along with me. We're gonna do it about this tempo. Da, 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 da. All right. I'm gonna turn my microphone down so the trumpet doesn't clip, and we're just gonna go through the page, play them along with me. Alright, nice job. The goal of these is just to get your air flowing nice and smooth. Make sure your air is very nice and smooth and connected throughout the course of these. And on the low notes, make sure it's really warm air and you're very open to get those low notes out nice and strong. Okay, so Simple Gifts, here we are. I'll play this once for you, including the repeat, just so you can hear how it sounds. Actually, I'm not going to do the repeat just for the sake of time so you guys don't have to listen to me going on and on and on. So I'll play through it once so you can hear how it sounds, and then we'll work on it a little bit. One, two. So that is Simple Gifts. You may or may not have heard that before, but we're going to get to work on it right now. All right, so we're just going to start by isolating the first 4 measures, including the pickups. So just the first 4 measures, and just get that working. So first, let's just look at the first few notes, right? We have C, F, G, and A. So So just play that with me. We're gonna go C, F, G, A. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Alright, and now we're going to put the rhythm in that's right here. And I'm only going to count to 3, and we're going to come in on the 4th beat because there's a pickup here. So we're going to go 1, 2. Again, 1, 2, 3. Alright, and then going on from there, we have A, B flat, C. And you want to make sure we have our air going up, up, up the whole way, keeping the air nice and smooth and straight beam throughout this whole thing, right? If I were to draw an arrow in indicating our airflow, it would just be this straight line across the whole music. Maybe it goes up a little bit, but it's not going down. The air is not backing off at any point in time or stopping. It just goes on and on and on throughout the phrase. And this first phrase is the first 4 measures. All right, so let's do that then. Actually, let's do the first 4 measures together. I'm going to turn a metronome on for us. Alright, and I'm going to turn the microphone a little lower for my trumpet. And we're going to do the pickups to the beginning, and we're going to stop on the dotted half note in measure 4, and those get 3 beats, right? 1, 2. Let's play that one more time. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to try it all slurred. So we're not going to put our tongue in unless we have to repeat the same note twice. But we're going to play all slurred, so when we're changing notes, we're only using our fingers to change notes, and we're not going to tongue anything. All right, 1, 2, 3. So when you're playing that all slurred, what you can notice is your air is very nice and smooth. It's very hard to play slurred with broken air. So however you're playing that slurred, that nice airflow that you have, you want to use the same air when you're playing tonguing. Alright, so we're going to play it 2 times. We're going to play it once slurred, and then we're going to go back and tongue it, and we're going to use the same air from the slur that we use on the tongue. Alright, here we go. 1, 2. And now we're going to play it tongued, but with the same air that we just used. 1, 2. Alright, very good. And whenever we're playing just about anything, we want to make sure our air is going nice and smooth as if we were slurring, and the tongue is what's making the articulations, not the air. Let's move on to the next section here. Do 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 do. and we're going to stop there. So go ahead and let's just play it together first, and then we'll talk about it in a minute. 1, 2. Alright, and with this one, let me turn the metronome back off for just a second. So with this one, we have almost a scale going up to C. It's an F scale, which you guys probably know, but our F scale, it's the same notes in the C scale, except there's a B flat in it, and then of course it starts and ends on F. So it's going to be F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, right? That's our F major scale, and that's the scale that's being used to play this music, right? It's C, F, F, G, A, F, A, B flat, C. So it's just basically the notes of an F major scale, but they're rearranged a little bit. So I practice your F major scale a little bit. Again, I'll play it for you here nice and slow. So practice that scale up and down, and if you get comfortable with that scale, you'll be a lot more comfortable with this music, because it is a very similar, it's all the same notes. Alright, let's play that together one more time, and let's go on. I'm going to keep the metronome on, and we're going to go from where we just were to the end, and really focus on that nice, smooth air. And you know, actually, I've changed my mind. We're going to go from the very beginning to the very end. We're not going to take the repeat, so we're just going to go from the beginning to the end. And make sure that what we've talked about is our air. That's the most important part. Probably one of the most important parts when playing trumpet is that you have your air correct. Because if your air is not correct, nothing's going to sound very good. We've looked at most of it, so a lot of this music repeats stuff from earlier on, maybe slightly different, but I think we can do it. So let's start at the beginning and go to the end. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was going to come into the wrong beat. So I'm going to count to 3, and then we're going to come in on 4. 1, 2. I'm so sorry. We're going to restart one more time. Let me get my microphone in the right place. 1, 2. All right, if you made that all the way through with me, great job. The very last thing that you may notice when you play the whole thing that you don't notice when you just play very small sections of it is that breath control starts to become a little bit of a problem. You think, where do I breathe? Because there's so many notes and there's no rests. So how do you take air in when you're playing? And what you need to do is you need to find spaces where the phrase of the music ends, and you can cut one note a little bit short so you can add a space to breathe. So let's take a look. We have the first measure. Let's sing, and until we find a nice phrase, a spot to breathe, I'll stop there. Da 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 da. Right, so the music kind of ends there nicely, so I take a breath there. It says it's a dotted half note, which means we have 3 beats. So maybe what I want to do, so if we have 3 beats, maybe I want to take 2 of those beats, and I want to say I'm going to play for those 2 beats, and then the last beat, I'm going to take a breath, and then I'm going to come in for the next phrase. So it would sound something like this. Do 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 do. Right? So if I was just to play measure 4, it'd be do. So 1, 2, breathe. And that way, you still have the whole phrase, but you can get a nice breath in. Let's see where so we'd have 1 breath there after that note in measure 4. Where would the next one be? I'm going to start singing from the pickups measure 5. Da-da, 'tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. I would breathe right there. You can even see in the lyrics, they put a little period. So right after B, we have that quarter note, and then the next note where it says and is the pickup to the next bar. So I don't want to breathe there because that's a pickup. So I would go do 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 do, right? And in that one, so in the previous one we had a dotted half note, so we went 2 beats and then we breathed for 1 beat, and that makes up our 3-beat note. This, we only have a 1-beat note, so there's a lot less time to breathe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it in half, and I'm going to say we have an 8th note and an 8th rest. And I'm going to take the 8th rest, and I'm going to breathe there, and I'm going to play during the 8th note. So if I were to play just measure 8, it would sound like this. Da 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 da. If I played it on my trumpet, it'd sound like this. Bum 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 bum, breathe 1. Do 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 do, breathe. Do 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 do. And that way you can get a breath in. Make sure when you're breathing, you're not sipping the air, you're not breathing through your nose, but you have a very open, right? So think when I breathe in, just listen to the sound it makes when I breathe. You can hear it's very open and deep. My throat is very open. I'm not going because what happens there is it's a lot less air that's coming in at once. So I want to make sure it's really open so I can get a lot of air in a very short period of time just by going like that. All right. And let's look at the next part. So I'll have you guys take a look at the next part and see where the next place to breathe might be for you. So we have, and when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight, when true simplicity is gained. So somewhere in there, it's not necessarily where I just ended, but somewhere there's going to be a great spot to breathe. Where do you think that might be? Take a moment to figure it out, and I'm going to tell you, I think that place to breathe is going to be that first half note, that half note F, the second half of that. So what we do there is you could do 2 things. You could either play for one quarter note and breathe for one quarter note if you really need that extra air. But what sounds a little bit better is if you're able to play it for a dotted quarter note, so 1.5 beats, and then that last half beat that you have, breathe in that 8th rest. So it would be love and delight, ba. So bum 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 ba. Let me see. So bum 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 ba. So you could breathe on 4 there. So 1, 2, and 3. Breathe. Or you could do on the and of 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Right. So it's breathing after the 4th beat. I'll play the 2 ways for you. I'll play doing it as a quarter note and a quarter rest, and then I'll do it as a dotted quarter note 8th rest. And I'll do it as an 8th rest. So I think it sounds better with an 8th rest because you're not cutting as much as the note off. But what that does mean is that you need to take in air faster. So if you have trouble getting the air in that quickly, maybe you should take a whole quarter note. And one thing you might notice is all these places to breathe come after a certain number of measures, right? So the first one comes in the 4th bar. The second place to breathe comes at the end of the 8th bar. The third place to breathe comes at the end of the 12th bar. So you can see each time we breathe, it's after 4 measures. So we kind of breathe every 4 measures, and that's because that's where the phrases are broken. These are all 4-measure phrases. And you can hear them pretty clearly that it does tend to resolve and end on that 4th measure. So then where do you think the next place to breathe would be? I would, without even singing the music, I would assume it would be in 4 measures. So let's see what's 4 measures for measure 13. We have measure 13, 14, 15, and 16. So measure 16, does that look like a good place to breathe? I would say after the quarter note on beat 3, right? Because the lyrics have a period there, and the next note, that C, is a pickup to the next bar. So if I were to sing it with the breath there, I would say, when true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed to turn. Right? So the breath right there after ashamed. I'll play it with that breath. I'll play it one more time so you can catch that. All right, and so that's the same way we do the other quarter note breaths, where we do an 8th note followed by an 8th rest where we're breathing. And then I think that's the last breath of the music, because then the end would be, to turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right. And that's the end of the song. So that's where I would put those breaths in. And I think if you were playing it, those would be good places for you to put them in too. I don't think we need to take them any more frequently than that, but make sure when you do take a breath, it's nice and full. Alright guys, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.